remember, if you like content like this, be sure to like and subscribe. So let's get started. Alright guys, for this particular recipe, it's super simple and very economical and super amazingly tasty. What you'll need is 3 ingredients: a can of salmon, and it's pronounced salmon, not salmon, 1 egg, and about, I don't know, we'll see about 5 or 6 of these buttery crackers. You guys know what they are. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open my can of salmon, and this is something my mom used to make for my brother and I when we were little, because again, she knew we would eat it, and it was so good and tasty. My dad even liked salmon out of a can. I mean, you can eat it just like this and just warm it up. My dad would like it just warmed up over some white fluffy rice. It's so good. And the juice that it's in, put that over the rice too. So good. So if you've never seen what it looks like in the can, it's kind of what it looks like in the can. I'm gonna pour this juice off. Put it right down my sink. My cat will probably appear soon because I'm sure her little smeller is going off. So I want all that out. And as you can see, it's going to come out kind of like this. Kind of odd looking, isn't it? So I'm going to see if I can get some extra juice off of it, because I don't want my croquettes very wet. Now this is kind of a skin. Keep that, don't get rid of it. My mom would not, because it's really good for you. There's a lot of good nutrients in there. So you can break it apart, kind of go to the middle. And there's a section in here. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, it's right here. These are some. You see these little tiny bones? You can see those in there, little tiny, it's like the little bitty vertebra. And if you mash them, they just mash to nothing. You can actually eat them. They're not bad for you. So I'm going to mash this around. Get here so you can see a little bit better. Just going to kind of mash this up with my hands. My hands are clean. I washed them right before we started. So as I feel, there's a couple more of those little bones. I'm just going to mash them up. Now, if you don't think you like them, you can take them out. But again, even if we as kids ever ate this over rice, just kind of warmed up, oh, it's so delicious. You'll have to try to make that for you guys one time. And you will see it's good. Good eating, guys. Kind of good way to stretch your grocery dollar too, because I know people are thinking about doing that now. Great way to do it. Very nutritious, filling. Oh, it's so tasty. All right, so I kind of mashed it up together. Give my hands a rinse. I don't always rinse them in between things, but that fish all over my hands. I'm going to get that off. Get that off with a paper towel job. I love some paper towels now. Alright, and so to this, I'm going to go ahead and get my crackers undone, because once my hands get in here, you will see lots of cutting out. So I'll go ahead and open these, and actually I will go ahead and get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll get 6 of these. You can even use saltines, but I like these Ritz. They're buttery. They're just good. I'm gonna sit them there for just a minute, and I'm gonna take my egg, crack it, and if you're nervous about doing this part, about releasing it to get your eggshells, then crack it in a bowl. I've been doing it so long, I just crack it right in there. I always save my trash, put everything back in here, and it's easy to go. Easy, ready to go. Now, these crackers, I'm going to mash them together. So I always do like this. I just put them together and just start mashing. No need to use breadcrumbs when these little crackers are so good. Some people put onion, celery, all kinds of things in here. I don't. I just like the plain flavor of it. Again, I don't like to add a lot of things to it. Just let the goodness of the food come out. Now, this point, ladies and gentlemen, these right here are going to be your favorite utensils, your hands. So you've got to get in there. So I'm going to just start working this together. You'll see, just mushing it together. I've heard many other people say, the best utensils that you have when you're in the kitchen is your hands, and that's true. Because there's some things you just can't work the same. Now, this is going to be somewhat wet. You don't want it dry. Like that. So see, I can actually form, if I wanted to, a ball or a patty. That's what you want. You don't want it completely dried out. And I'm going to form these about the size of my hand. I don't have huge hands, but you can see about the size of my palm. If you've got smaller children that you're doing this for, you may want to make mini ones. And the size of them will determine how quickly they cook. So I'm going to do about my hand size, and I'm going to pat these out. Make them round, depending on how you want them. Get those here. And I've got over here, I've got an old pie plate. I'm going to use that to place these in as I get ready to cook them. So here we go. Let's see how many I can get out. There's 1, 2. I'm going to try my best to get them all the same size. So I kind of cup my hand so I can gauge. I don't measure something like this. I just kind of get them as close to the same size as possible. You know, it's not perfect. I'm not trying to be. Just trying to make it good. Pop that down there. And I guess if you wanted to have these as kind of like hamburger-ish, I'll say you could put, gosh, if you cook these, you could put lettuce and tomato or a couple pieces of spinach and a fresh tomato slice on a toasted bun. And that would be delicious. I'm going to have to try that next week myself. Save that little piece out for my cat. She'll be happy. Alright, and now, as you can see, I've finished. I've got 4 nice little patties. I'm going to wash my hands off one more time because I used them. I'm going to wash them off really good. Actually, I'm going to do 2 washes. One was to get off, the second was to really clean them. Sometimes I wonder at the end of the day when I've been cooking it, I wonder I have any skin left on my hands. I wash them so much, and that's good. That's good. All right, so we're going to move to the stove and get ready to fry these bad boys. Here we go. All right, guys, here we are. We're back at the stove, and I've got my trusty iron skillet out. I've just turned my burner on 7, kind of a medium high, and I, again, am going to use bacon drippings. I kind of believe in using fat like this as opposed to vegetable oil constantly, just because one, I already have it, don't throw it away, reuse what you have, and it adds a little extra flavor to it. And who doesn't like bacon? Come on. All right, so I'm just gonna add 1 spoonful. I don't want a lot of oil in the pan. What I want to do is coat these and crisp them. Remember, as I told you earlier, you could even cook and eat the salmon right out of the can, just basically warm it up. The salmon's already cooked, but I did add a raw egg to it to make it come together. So what I want to do now is I'm going to crisp it up just so it's really crunchy is the main thing, and really heating it through is the only portion that we're doing at this point. And guys, I tell you, if you've never had salmon croquettes, once you try this, it will not be the last time you have them, I promise you. They are delish. As you can see, our bacon drippings are melting nicely. It's kind of that solid, it's went from a solid state to a liquid state here as it's heated. And I put my handle on here because that way I can grab hold. And my cast iron skillet, these are really handy. You just slip them on the end. It's a silicone grip. Love it. All right, so I'm gonna wait for that to heat up just a little bit. I'm not touching, but I'm bringing my hand close to it, and you can see right here as I do it, I can feel some heat. And when I feel that warmth in there, I know we're almost ready to start. You can see some bubbles kind of popping up within the oil. The oil is heating, and that is what we need. We need warm, hot oil. I say warm, hot. We don't want it like too hot because we don't want it burning either. All right, here we go. I'm going to take our croquettes and I'm going to place these down in here ever so carefully. You don't hear a huge sizzle because I don't have a lot of oil in there. Here's number 3. start to hear sizzle in just a minute. Number 4, be careful because these are delicate. It won't be like a hamburger consistency. See some bubbling up there. That's what we're looking for. Some good cooking here, guys. And again, for those of you that were raised in the South, you know about salmon croquettes. For those of you that weren't, maybe your parents just didn't give these to you. Give them a try. They're really good, guys. And like I said, it's quick and easy. They're in a can, so it's not like you have to come home from work and defrost anything. All you gotta do is open the can, add just a couple ingredients, fry them up. You can eat them like this. You can eat some fluffy white rice with them. Open a can of green beans if you don't have anything else. Great, quick, easy dinner. And like I said, they're such a mild flavor. They're so good. Turn up my heat just a little bit. I'll let these cook for just a couple minutes. We're trying to get a golden brown, crunchy side. And then we're gonna flip it, crunch the other side, and we will be ready to plate these and get going. Having us some wonderful salmon croquettes today. Alright guys, it's been about 2 minutes and my croquettes, I believe, are ready to turn. So I'm gonna get ready and I'm gonna flip this one first. And I'm gonna gently guide this with my hand. Oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Pretty. Whew. See, they're still very delicate, so you do have to be careful with them. And we're going to brown that opposite side. Press these down. Okay. We'll brown the opposite side and we'll be ready to eat some good salmon croquettes. So we'll give these just a couple minutes to brown and then we'll be back in a few minutes. Alright guys, I've had them flipped on the opposite side for about 3 minutes and they are browned nicely on the opposite side. I'm going to kind of flip one of these over so you can see how pretty that is. So now it's time to take them up. So I'm going to turn off the heat. Once I do, I'm going to come over here and I do have a plate with a paper towel. I just doubled one over, kind of moved it a little bit. I don't use a lot of oil in here, but I do want this to soak up any extra because I don't want it oily. So plate these up. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have salmon croquettes. Enjoy. Remember to like and subscribe if you'd like more content like this. I'm Steph, and this is Steph's Stave.